by 5. Monday wrap-up.
What's up? You tuned in to Throwback Talk with V Fox, and this is your Monday wrap-up. Listen, I'm a little under the weather, but I'm here, faithful and true, for your SOTL.com weekly report as your player correspondent for the Washington Redskins. I'm sporting my Fresno State football sweatshirt today, and it's a reason for that. The reason is because as Pat Hill departs Fresno State after 15 seasons, I just want to send a big shout out, man, and a huge thank you to Pat Hill for bringing me into Fresno State. I came into Fresno State in 1997 when Pat Hill arrived at Fresno State, gave me an opportunity, a scholarship, which enabled me to get a college education, and not only that, was able to go on from there to the NFL. So huge thanks to Pat Hill, and I wish you the best in moving forward in your career and your life. Huge blessings to you and your family. So I had to send that out before I did the report. Now on to this game. The Redskins went down in a barn burner at FedEx Field to the New England Patriots. A close game. This game actually was very, very exciting. And I know, as they say all the time, you don't get points for losses, but you got to give this team credit. They went out and they battled hard and they battled strong. And they actually put up probably one of the best offensive performances of the season. Slung the ball all over the field. Rex Grossman played great, put up a lot of points, and excuse me, I told you I didn't feel well. Put up a lot of points, and these guys actually did an awesome job on offense. And when you allow the other team to score that many points, it's difficult to outscore a team that scores 34 points. But when you look at things from an offensive standpoint, Rex Grossman threw 2 touchdowns, and like I said, there were a lot of guys that stood out receiving the ball. We had about 3 guys that had over 80 yards receiving. Santana Moss had about 81 yards receiving. I believe Jabbar Gaffney had almost 100 yards receiving, and Dante Stallworth also had just under 100 yards receiving, had the huge reception for 51 yards, which was, I believe, the longest reception of the year for the Redskins, and a huge play. The trickery by Brandon Banks to throw that left-handed slingshot pass, kind of slung it out there, and the huge play to Santana Moss on the 49-yard pass play that was caught for a touchdown. So it was just great to see them throw the ball around. And once again, my man Roy Halou, man, this young kid, I tell you what, I'm proud of this kid and extremely happy for the success that he's been able to have. His third 100-yard rushing game, had over 125 yards rushing again, and he's the first rookie to be able to do that 3 consecutive games, and certainly has put a staple in his placement on this team and for the future endeavors of what this running game will be and what he will be on this team. And so I'm glad to see that, and glad to see some of the things that have been established for the future of this team. Now I know we put ourselves in a position where we cannot have a winning season at this point, but we can look forward to some positive things, and I know that the fans don't want to hear that, but it is what it is, and that's kind of going to be the theme of this report, that we got to look forward to some positive out of this. These guys fought hard, and you got to give them some credit. I know you don't want to hear that, but this is their job, and these guys are out there giving it their best effort, and trust me, they're more disappointed than you are. So you always have to remember that these guys have to go home to their families and deal with the fact that they're preparing as hard as they can, and really just going out there and fighting and giving it their all. Now on the defensive side of things, I try to tell us each and every week the key matchups that we're going to have to try to focus on, and the guys that we're going to have to stop, and this week was no different. The guy that's really stood out for them this year, Rob Gronkowski, this guy has been excellent and has been picking teams apart. They find ways of getting this guy the ball, and he just seems to be beating people every week. So our defense really is going to have a task on their hand. This guy gave us fits the entire day. Now, he's going to be a stud in this league if he continues to play at the high level that he's playing. He is a tight end that has really established himself, and I believe he broke a record in a single season for tight ends. I think he got 14 touchdowns, got his 14th touchdown in this game. So this guy really, I mean, I told us ahead of time that he was going to be difficult to face off against, and that we were going to have to find creative ways to stop him and to stop this offense. They have a way of dissecting you and figuring out ways to dice you up and throw the ball all over the field. And once again, they did that. Now, we did find some success in stopping the run game. I believe they only had 79 yards rushing, so we can kind of be excited about that, but there is no excitement when a team scores that many points and they're able to do what they were able to do on the offensive side of the ball. So I know that London and the guys over there are not happy about that, but we were in a position that we could have won this game, and it was unfortunate at the end of the game. The ball tipped off of Santana's hands that went into Gerard Mayo's hands for the interception, ended our chances of actually going in and tying the game and sending it into overtime. So that was very unfortunate, but these guys fought hard and they deserve to be commended for the effort. Like I say, there are no pats on the back and there are no points for losses, but at the same time, we do have to take some positive from that, and we just got to go back to the drawing board. And like I said, it is what it is. We got to face off against this Giants team now that had a tremendous win yesterday over the Cowboys, two division foes, and they're going to be ready for us. We did something that they didn't like in week one. We came away with a win, and so they're going to be waiting and salivating for the opportunity to get back at us, and we really just have to keep fighting. There are a lot of people on this team that are fighting for jobs, like I said before in last week's report, and a lot of coaches that are coaching for jobs and for their livelihood. And hey, like I say again, it is what it is. Let's just continue to go back to the drawing board. Let's continue to keep a positive outlook, and let's continue to fight to the very end. There's only two things you can do. Like I say, when you're in a slump, you got to keep swinging. And there's one or two things that you're going to do. You're either going to keep swinging or you're going to put the bat down and let somebody else swing. So what you going to do? Are you going to give up or are you going to keep going? I believe these guys are fighters and that they're going to keep going to the very end. So let's continue to support. I'm always with you. I got your back. Fresno State, I support you. Washington Redskins, I support you. Hail to the Skins.
Catch me every week for pregame and postgame analysis and everything in between. God bless.